Hello there everyone, and welcome to your weekly MTA plan work video for the Queens subways and Long Island Railroad for the weekend of Friday, January 25th, 2019, and lasting until Monday, January 28th, 2019. I almost said Friday twice, but yes, we're going to talk about our usual plan work for the Queens subways and the Long Island Railroad. So without further ado, let's get started. First up, on the 7 line, from the 26th to the 28th, 12:01 a.m. Saturday to 4:30 a.m. on Monday, free shuttle buses, along with the E, F, N, R, and 42nd Street shuttle trains, will replace 7 service between 34th Street, Hudson Yards, and 74th Street because of track replacement. 7 service will run between Flushing Main Street and 74th Street. You can use the E, F, N, or R for service between Manhattan and Queens. You can transfer at 74th Street, Roosevelt Avenue for the E, F, R trains. Free shuttle buses will run along 3 routes. Between Hudson Yards and Times Square, between Queensboro Plaza and Vernon Boulevard, Jackson Avenue, and between Queensboro Plaza and 74th Street. Note, the Times Square 42nd Street shuttle will run overnight. You can also take the Q32 bus between 82nd Street and Manhattan, and the Q60 bus between Manhattan and 52nd Street. Also, the Q66 bus is available between Flushing Main Street and Queensboro Plaza. Plus, the good news is the Long Island Railroad will be cross-honoring between Woodside and Penn Station this weekend. Good news is there's no planned work on the N line in Queens. But there's more good news, as yesterday I can officially report to you all that the Broadway station has officially reopened on the Ditmars Boulevard line. Yay! That's excellent. So I gotta figure out when I'm gonna be able to do a summit over there, because I need to leave from here to get to the 7 and then transfer to the N of the W, Queensboro Plaza. So I'm gonna have to plan this one out. Well, I'm very excited that the station has officially reopened. No M service again this weekend. The 25th to the 28th, 9:30 p.m. Friday to 5 a.m. Monday. Free shuttle buses will replace M trains because of structural improvements. M service will be suspended. Free shuttle buses will run between Essex Street and Metropolitan Avenue. January 25th, beginning at 8:15 p.m. on Friday, M service will run early between Forest Hill, 71st Avenue, and Latte Essex Street because of structural improvements. How about the R? R will be available this weekend in Queens. On the E, 25th through 26th, 11 p.m. Friday to 7 a.m. Saturday. 26th through the 27th, 11 p.m. Saturday to 8 a.m. on Sunday. World Trade Center bound E trains will make local stops at 67th Avenue, 63rd Drive, Woodhaven Boulevard, Grand and Elmhurst Avenue because of electrical improvements. On the F, 25th to the 28th, 11:45 p.m. Friday to 5 a.m. on Monday. Coney Island bound F trains will be rerouted via the E after 36th Street to 47 50th Street because of track maintenance. You can use a Jamaica bound F train to complete your trip via transfer at 47 50th Street or Roosevelt Avenue. For Lexington Avenue, 63rd Street, you can take the Q line or transfer to the Jamaica-bound F via transfer at 47 50th Street. January 25th to the 28th, 9:45 p.m. Friday to 5 a.m. Monday, Downtown F trains will skip 23rd Street and 14th Street because of track maintenance. To complete your trip, take an Uptown F or M train at Washington Square Park, West 4th Street. January 25th through the 26th, 11 p.m. Friday to 7 a.m. Saturday. January 26th through the 27th, 11 p.m. Saturday to 8 a.m. on Sunday. Coney Island bound F trains will stop at 67th Avenue, 63rd Drive, Woodhaven Boulevard, Grand Avenue, and Elmhurst Avenue because of electrical improvements. So pretty much the same thing that will be taking place on the E will happen on the F this weekend. On the G line, no planned work on the G this weekend, so all service between Carroll Street in Brooklyn and 21st Street in Queens, 23rd Street in Queens, will not be impacted. Court Square, that's what I meant to say. Structural improvements once again on the J line. So, pretty much going to recap what's been taking place the past couple of weeks. So it's deja vu all over again, same time frame. So this will be on the 25th through the 28th, 9:30 p.m. Friday to 5 a.m. on Monday. Free shuttle buses and or the 4, 6, and F lines will replace shade trains between Myrtle Avenue and Broad Street because of structural improvements. The J will run between Jamaica Center and Myrtle Avenue in Brooklyn. Buses will run between Myrtle Avenue and Delancey Essex Street. Transfer between the trains and buses at Myrtle Avenue J and or Delancey Essex Street F. For service between Delancey Essex Street and Broad Street, you can use the 4 local or 6 to and from nearby stations via transfer at Bleecker Street, Broadway, Lafayette 6F. For service to and from Manhattan, you can use the A, C, or L via transfer at Broadway Junction. On the A line, we have a big headache in Far Rockaway that was supposed to take place last weekend but got canceled because of what was supposed to be snowstorm, which ended up being a snowstorm. So here's what was supposed to happen last weekend. It'll be taking place this weekend, 26th through the 27th. 5:30 a.m. Saturday to 8 p.m. on Sunday. Free shuttle buses and, of course, the Far Rockaway shuttle will replace A trains between Howard Beach and Far Rockaway, Rockaway Park because of track maintenance. A trains will run between 207th Street and Howard Beach. The Far Rockaway shuttle will run between Rockaway Park and Far Rockaway every 20 minutes. Free shuttle buses will run along 2 routes, non-stop between Howard Beach and Far Rockaway, and between Howard Beach and Rockaway Park, stopping at Broad Channel Beach 98th Street and Beach 105th Street. Transfer at JFK Howard Beach, A shuttle bus, Beach 98th Street shuttle bus, or Far Rockaway shuttle bus. And lastly, the shuttle plan work on 42nd Street, you'll have it between 12:01 a.m. to 6 a.m., so that's 26th to the 28th. Saturday to Monday. 42nd Street shuttle will run overnight. Quickly want to mention on the Far Rockaway shuttle, 26th through 27th, 5:30 a.m. Saturday to 8 p.m. on Sunday. Rockaway Park shuttle service at Broad Channel will be suspended because of track maintenance. You can take free shuttle buses. The Far Rockaway shuttle will run between Rockaway Park and Far Rockaway every 20 minutes. So I just recapped it from the last slide, but I will not go and do it again. Right. So lastly, we're going to take a look at the Long Island Railroad service changes. There are 2 service changes on the Long Island Railroad this weekend. So our first one is on the Atlantic line. There will be no late night service between Atlantic Terminal and Jamaica between Friday, January 25th, and until Sunday, January 27th. On the 26th and the 27th, daytime evening train service to and from Atlantic Terminal in Brooklyn will run hourly. Also, I quickly want to mention that this work will be taking place again next weekend. February 2nd, and February 3rd. So pretty much what's going to happen is there's going to be rehabilitation of the Atlantic Overpass, and of course at the Nostrand Avenue station will affect service between Jamaica and Atlantic Terminal. Daytime evening service will be reduced to hourly between 5 a.m. and 11 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Overnight service will be suspended between Jamaica and Atlantic Terminal Brooklyn between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Service will be affected as follows. Day and evening service from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. on, well, this is between the 25th and the 27th, of course. Service will be, 26th and the 27th specifically, those days. Service will be reduced from half hourly to hourly. Eastbound service will be provided by Far Rockaway trains, while westbound service will be provided by the Hempstead branch. In addition, trains on other branches will also have adjusted schedules and connections. Overnight, once again, the service between Jamaica and Atlantic Terminal Brooklyn will be suspended during the overnight period on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. While service is suspended, New York City Transit will cross-honor Long Island Railroad tickets for subway service from 10:45 p.m. until 2:15 a.m. So pretty much here's some directions I will give for you right now. So eastbound, Atlantic Terminal customers can board a Manhattan-bound 2 or 3 train to Penn Station for eastbound Long Island Railroad service to Jamaica. I also can recommend this right now. You can get off at Times Square, walk underground, and transfer to an Uptown E train. So you can do that. That's another option I will recommend. Nostrand Avenue customers can board a Manhattan-bound A and C train at the Nostrand Avenue stop and transfer to 44th Street Penn Station for eastbound Long Island Railroad service. Also, you can transfer at, I believe if I am correct, if I want to give an accurate one, I would say for a safe bet you can transfer at Washington Square Park for service on the E train. That's another alternative I can recommend. East New York customers can walk north on Van Schnellen Avenue to the Broadway Junction subway stop and board a Manhattan Manhattan-bound A and C train to 34th Street Penn Station for eastbound Long Island Railroad service. Or once again, my alternative, which again, the E train. Alright, so westbound. This is pretty much opposite for that. When you're coming, if you're trying to get to Atlantic Terminal. What I would recommend doing is take any train to Penn Station, then board a 2 and a 3 train for service to Atlantic Terminal Barclays Center. Or, I can mention this right now. You can take the E train from Suffolk Boulevard, JFK, transfer at 42nd Street, Port Authority, and then take a downtown 2 or 3 train at Times Square, 42nd Street. Same with eastbound, as I mentioned before. 2 or 3 train transfer at Times Square, 42nd Street, walk underground to 42nd Street, Port Authority for an Uptown E train, like I mentioned earlier. So it's downtown E from Jamaica, Uptown E from 42nd Street, Port Authority, which again, I really wish the Long Island Railroad would elaborate on that, but they don't. They don't realize that there's an underground passageway on 42nd Street. But it's the MTA, what are you going to do, right? Customers traveling to Nostrand Avenue can take any Long Island Railroad train at Penn Station. Then you can board a Brooklyn-bound A or C train to Nostrand Avenue subway. Customers traveling to East New York can take any Long Island Railroad train to Penn Station. Then board a Brooklyn-bound A and C train at 34th Street Penn for service to the Broadway Junction subway stop. Regular train service will resume in time for the Monday morning rush. So, you do have your PDF files. It's important to note. Lastly, on the Port Jefferson branch, I do apologize once again. It's my post-nasal trip, so I can't do anything about it. But this shouldn't take that long to read. But I'll read it because this is very important. On the Port Jefferson branch, to accommodate a track testing program to ensure rail safety, buses will replace all trains between Huntington and Port Jefferson on Saturday, January 26th. This is overnight work from... Wait, actually, no. This will go on to the afternoon. Oh, boy, this isn't good. 12:35 a.m. until 5:43 p.m. Service will be affected as follows. Customers traveling station Greenlawn for Port Jefferson will board a bus at Huntington for express or local service to complete their trip. Please plan for additional 22 minutes of travel time. Westbound, customers at stations Port Jefferson and Greenlawn will board a bus for express or local service to Huntington, then will connect with train service to Points West. Buses will depart 23 minutes earlier than normal train times. Of course, you have your bus schedules. So that being all said, that's going to wrap up this week's service changes video. I hope you got your information that you needed for this weekend. I will recap this Atlantic work again next weekend because I actually knew about it from Matt Camper. I think it was last week he made me aware of this. So I didn't want to record until I knew it was official. So thank goodness I remembered, hey, you know what, I should just wait until the news is out. So thank you all for watching. Until the next one, please take care.